Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Truckers Podcast, FYI. I'm your host, Doug from Ontario, Canada. It is 9 p.m. here on May the 3rd, 2024. How was your week? I hope you had a good week. My week was hectic. Anyways, I'm glad it's finished. And the reason why I'm doing a show tonight at 9 p.m. here today is because I cannot do a show tomorrow morning. I forgot that I had to take my car in for some repairs that didn't get done the last time I brought it in about 2 weeks ago. Well, they fixed one problem, but they didn't fix it for the original problem that I brought it in for. But anyways, here we are, Friday night, 9 p.m. Now, a little bit of what's happening for the month of May. I guess there was a petition signed. There was this group that wants to boycott the Great Canadian Superstores, Loblaws, because of the high prices of groceries. And they think that they're price gouging. So here are a few things that factor in why our groceries are so damn expensive. High production costs. The cost of producing food items can be high due to various factors, such as the cost of raw materials, labor, and energy. Energy costs have gone up, labor costs has gone up, so the wages have gone up. The materials, so the price of the materials have gone up. Transportation and distribution expenses, the cost of transporting goods from the production site to the store, can add to the overall price. That includes fuel costs. And if you haven't noticed here across Ontario, Canada, and all across the country, and probably in the United States and places all around the world, that your gasoline prices, your diesel prices have gone up. So, transportation and distribution expenses, so the cost of transporting these goods from the site to the stores, can add to the overall price. Market competition and global trade. Well, we really don't have any really big competition here across Canada. Um, Metro, Loblaws, Walmart, Costco. We have like little small grocers. But that isn't factoring any change in the price. The government talked about bringing in more competition. Grocery store chains, maybe from the United States, maybe from Europe. And then I asked myself, I said, okay, let's bring in Kroger, places like that, bring them into Canada. They are not going to have any better buying power than these big grocery store chains that we already have here in Canada, because production cost, labor, materials, energy. Until that changes, you're not going to see much of the change in the grocery stores. And I don't care how many grocery stores you bring in for competition. Now, so transportation and the distribution add to the overall price, of course. And then, of course, the market competition. Well, like I said, there's really not much of that. And the global trade dynamics, the price of goods can be influenced by the level of competition in the market and the global trade dynamics. Well, we don't have a lot of competition here in Canada. Maybe you have more competition in the United States and Europe, but we most certainly don't have it here in Canada. Inflation, well, inflation is, I think, uh, groceries have jumped, you know, anywhere from 12 to 15% higher than the inflation rate. And this can cause general level of prices for goods and services to rise over time. And then we have our taxes imposed on goods can also contribute to the final price. Changes in demand and supply. Prices can fluctuate based on the change in demand and supply. For instance, if a particular item becomes popular, its price may increase due to high demand. Because now they're thinking, yeah, this is great. They're buying this product. They love Cheerios and honeycomb and Rice Krispies. This is flying off the shelves because the kids love to eat it because it's full of sugar. Let's just raise the prices. That's just an example. So, um, meat, chicken and steak and sausage and pork chops and, all the meat products. I was reading some articles and looking at some articles, and people, they're out there shopping and they're taking pictures of the price of chicken. And it was boneless, skinless chicken. I think there was like 5 boneless chicken breasts in the package, and it was $24. I mean, I've heard of mad cow, but I've never heard of mad chicken. $24. That was at one of the great Canadian superstars I believe it was in Toronto. Because people wasn't buying the red meat because then, chicken was less. Everybody started buying chicken, and that goes out the roof. Prices just jacked right up. See, now when it comes to price gouging, some people believe that price gouging or charging excessively high prices is a factor. However, this is a controversial topic. Supply chain issue factors such as truck driver shortages. We've always had truck driver shortages. I'm in the trucking industry. I'm a trucker. We've always had shortages, but that shortage is growing as truckers are getting older, truckers are retiring, and we're not filling that seat fast enough. So they can say, yeah, truck driver shortages, factory labor shortages. Those are people who don't want to work in factories anymore. People want to wear that suit and tie. People want to wear that white coat. Doctors, lawyers. They don't want to. They don't want to go get their hands dirty. And that's their prerogative. You're paying for your education, or your parents are paying for education, whatever. And then we have to bring in workers from outside the country. to work in the factories, to work in the food industry, in the food processing. Because nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to go work in these places. They want to work on assembly lines. They want to work for the automotive. They want to do different types of jobs, but they don't want to go work in the food processing. Rising warehousing costs and the supply chain delays can also contribute to higher grocery prices. Geopolitical events and unstable weather, even such as wars or natural disasters, can disrupt the supply chains, leading to increased prices. So these factors can vary based on location and other circumstances. A survey found that 30.3% of Canadians believe price gouging is the main reason for higher food prices, while 29.9% believe inflation, monetary policies are to blame. And the monetary policies, the taxes. We have a carbon tax on top of a carbon tax. Gas prices were already high. Now we're up to $1.60, $1.65 per liter for unleaded gasoline. Diesel's a little bit higher. So what can we do? What can consumers do to help lower their grocery bills? Buy generic brands. You can save up to 25% on your groceries if you buy generic brand groceries instead of name brands. So you buy the no-name brands. Make a grocery list and stick to it, right? So you go and open up a refrigerator, see what's half empty or half full. Does it need to be replaced? Can it wait? Is it going to expire? Do we have to throw it out if it's going to expire? Then we have to replace it. Go into your cupboards and see what you have in there and all your canned goods and your cereals and your milk and your bread. I mean, those are those things that we have to buy all the time. I mean, kids have to have a lunch. They have to have breakfast. So you got to have milk. You have to have cereal. So by making a grocery list and you stick to it, leave the kids at home with a parent. I know there's single parents out there. I know it can be difficult. Maybe your neighbor can watch, maybe your parents can watch, maybe their uncle or aunt can watch them while you go to the grocery store and you stick to that list. And if the case is that no, the kids have to go along with you, you stick to that grocery list. Right? If your kid throws a tantrum in the grocery store, lays down on the floor, kicking his feet up in the air and kicking and bouncing up off the floor and stuff like that because he's upset because he can't have something. Well, I mean, we see this, and you have to stick to your guns. So by making that grocery list and sticking to it, people who can avoid impulse spending can save up to 23% on their grocery bills. Think about when you're going to the grocery store and you're going up and down that junk food aisle. All the bread, well, some bread is junk, the white bread, but all the pastries and cookies and chips. Do you really need to have that every single week? Skip a week of buying all that highly processed foods, right? Eat more fruits and vegetables. You can shrink your grocery budget by up to 25% and trim your waistline at the same time by adding more fruits and vegetables to your snacks and meals. Instead of reaching for that bag of potato chips or those cookies or those pastries, you could save up to 25%. And you can trim your waistline. And how do I know that? Because I trim my waistline. I haven't had any of that junk for over 2 years. I'm not a big guy. I'm like 5'6". I was over 150 pounds. Sciatic problems. Couldn't walk a block without sitting down. I laid off all of that junk food. And that means, when I go leave for work in the morning, I go buy a coffee. I do not buy a McDonald's breakfast sandwich or a Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich or a Wendy's breakfast sandwich. I have a coffee. And then I drive to work. I got a 45-minute commute one way. Shop at this discount grocery stores. You can save at least 10% on your groceries if you shop at a discount grocery store. Okay, so if you eat more fruits and vegetables, you can shrink your grocery budget up to 25%. Shop at discount grocery stores, you can reduce it another 10%. Shop at a discount produce store, you can save up to 32% on your fruit and vegetables by shopping at a discount produce store or at a farmer's market. I mean, do people still collect coupons? Do you do clip-on clippings and get all that stuff that okay, this is a sale? And do they still have price matching? Remember, because you could go to the grocery store, here in Canada, whether it was the Great Canadian Superstore or you went to Metro and you had the coupon and you say, hey, look, this is cheaper. This is what they're selling it for. And yours is more. So match the price. And it used to be a thing. People clip coupons all the time. I'd be standing in the checkout line, and and people got 25 coupons to ring in on their groceries. That's a great thing. So collect or request coupons. Collecting and using coupons can lead to a significant savings. Join loyalty programs. Stores offer loyalty programs that can lead to savings. Buy in bulk at a warehouse clubs like Costco. Buying in bulk can also lead to cost savings. And compare the price of a store brands versus no name brands. Sometimes store brands can be cheaper than the name brands. Now, I mean, if you want, consider paying with a credit card. Some credit cards offer cash back or rewards for grocery purchases. If you need to. I mean, you don't want to, max your credit cards out because then that's just another problem of trying to pay off the credit card. And not all tips may work for everyone, but even incorporating a few in your routine, grocery shopping can save you a fair bit of money. So, I mean, we can even look at what are some healthy and affordable meal plannings with that meal planning ideas that we can do. I mean, people like to go out for dinner too. And geez, man, I mean, the cost of groceries, I mean, that kind of puts a damper on getting a break from the house. Not only that, I mean, if you have children, and it can be really tough, you got to get a babysitter if your parents can't do it, or if their uncles and aunts can't do it, then you got to take the kids with you. But you have to shop around for restaurants to go to. I don't know if they still do this or not, but it used to be, I think it was like Sundays, Krabby Joe's or somebody like that, kids eat free. I don't know if they still do that or, kids eat half price. Kids don't eat a lot. Little kids don't eat a lot anyways. So, are there some healthy and affordable meal planning ideas? 20-minute healthy dinners. Eating Well has a collection of over 30 affordable healthy dinner recipes that you can make in 20 minutes. And these meals are packed with vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. 50 cheap healthy meals. Taste of Home has a list of 50 cheap healthy meals that you may want to make all the time. The list includes a variety of dishes like cool bean salads, modern tuna casserole, healthy turkey chili, and much more. 28 Easy and Healthy Meals Healthline provides at least 28 easy and healthy breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, including some kid friendly and low budget options. 15-minute healthy dinners. Eating Well also has a list of 15 cheap and healthy dinner ideas that you can make in 15 minutes. These meals feature healthy, inexpensive staples like beans, pasta, and frozen vegetables. So if you can do that in 15 minutes, and then people say, well, I can do that in 15 minutes. Well, I can get my pizza delivered in 15 minutes. And, when you ask the kids what they want for dinner on a Friday night, it isn't going to be pasta. They're going to want pizza. That's probably going to run you, I don't know, because you got mom and dad, you got 3 kids, it's probably going to run you $70. Or, maybe they want fried chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken or something. Maybe they want McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's isn't cheap anymore. Wendy's isn't cheap anymore. If you go and you look at the prices, a burger and fries in a small drink or a medium drink is something like, I think it's around $14 now. I mean, you don't even have to leave the house. I mean, you got Skip the Dishes, you got DoorDash, all these food delivery places. You can get it all delivered to your house because you don't want to take 15 minutes to make a healthy dinner. And then you go to the grocery store grumbling because everything costs so damn much. And you just spent $70 on junk food. Meal planning is a great way to ensure you're eating balanced meals while also saving time and money. It's also a good idea to plan your meals around whole foods and lean proteins. See, in 2019, Canada changed its food health guide. Completely wiped out all dairy products out of the food guide. Canada's food guide is basically whole food, plant-based. That's Canada's food guide. Whole food, plant-based. What else can we do? Um, so vegetarian, well, people just think you just eat grass. You just eat green leafy things. That's not the case. But, people, when you're going to the grocery store and you got to buy those steaks and you got to buy the chicken, you got to buy the pork chops, you got to buy the sausages, you got to buy all this stuff. That's going to be 3/4 of the cost of your groceries. So, it was back, last June. Okay, a year ago. Almost a year ago. My grandson was graduating public school. And I promised him a steak dinner. Have a barbecue. So I go into the grocery store and looking at all the steaks. Your basic sirloin steak. I think it may have been maybe 8-ounce steak. It was $22. I couldn't, I couldn't say, oh shit, I'm not going to spend $22 on my grandson because, that's just too damn expensive. And I wasn't gonna break my promise. So I did. Bought one for him, and um, yeah, I was gonna have one. I thought, no, I really don't want one, so I bought two anyways. His dad ate one, so that was 44. That was $44 for two steaks, and like I say, they're like 8-ounce steaks. Eating Well's budget-friendly vegetarian dinner recipes. This collection includes over 20 budget-friendly vegetarian dinner recipes. Ingredients like lentils, pasta, eggs, and other sweet potatoes make these meals filling and affordable. Another place is called All Recipes, cheap vegetarian recipes. This includes 15 cheap vegetarian recipes that are built on a budget-friendly staples like, eggs, pasta, beans, and potatoes. The simple uh, veg Nista budget-friendly vegan recipes. The resource includes budget-friendly vegan recipes like quinoa, stuffed peppers, hearty chickpeas, noodle soup, easy vegan waffles, easy mac and cheese with peas. The Green Loots cheap vegan meals on a budget. This includes over 40 cheap vegan meals on a budget. Some of the meals include smoky vegan lentil soup, fried rice, vegan tempeh, scalloped potatoes, spicy black bean soup. I'm not saying you have to eat it every day. Should incorporate it in some days. More lentils, more greens, more fruits, more vegetables. You know, I mean, it's springtime now, but, well, I mean, you can really make a really good healthy vegetable soup. Now, you can make a spicy black bean dip. You don't even have to make it spicy because maybe not everybody in your family likes something spicy. So you can use the juice from a lemon, a little cumin, and some finely chopped green onions, garlic, cilantro. And if you like jalapeno peppers, put them in there. Here's an enriched meals in a bowl. Add puree navy bean squash soup and barley soup and a lima beans to beef stew. You don't even have to add the beef. A lemony lentil and chickpea salad with radish and herbs. And it's packed with protein and fiber. That's another thing that we really need to get into our bodies is fiber. Not all this highly processed, all these additives and preservatives that they put into all these highly processed foods, and all the starches and all the sugars and the glucose and the corn syrups, all that garbage. You can even make a hummus dip, and the recipe uses chickpeas. And it's a great dip for vegetables and a spread on sandwiches. Roasted cauliflower and lentil tacos with creamy uh, chipotle sauce And this recipe uses lentils as a meat substance, making it a great vegetarian option. See, beans and lentils are not only nutritious, but also versatile. And they can be used in a variety of dishes, from soups and salads to main courses and even desserts. You know, just try to think of what you can do, to reduce your bill, your grocery bills. You can make a really good stir fry. Here's some other things there, um, other ways to incorporate plant-based protein into your meals. Use quinoas or the bulgur as a base. You can use the quinoas as a base for salads or a grain bowl. Veggie stir fry. Make a veggie stir fry. Black bean burger patties. Make a black bean burger patty and top it off with your favorite veggies. I mean, you got to explore other ways, right? Explore other foods. A vegan chili. Try a vegan chili with beans, lentils, and veggies. Leave out the meat. High protein seeds. High protein seeds like chia seeds, hemp seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds can be added to virtually anything, including yogurt, smoothies, and salads. Add beans to your recipe. There are many ways you can add plant-based proteins to your recipes. Try adding the beans to chilies, burgers. Use nut butter in sauces. Use nut butter to prepare sauces for a noodle dish. Thicken sauces, soups, and smoothies with tofu. You can thicken sauces and soups and smoothies with a blended soft tofu. And it's cheaper than meat. People, it's groceries. The cost of food is not going to come down anytime soon. Just like the Bank of Canada rate. It's not going to come down anytime soon. Cost of borrowing anything, borrow to buy a house, borrow to buy a car, borrow to buy a cottage, a boat, whatever the case may be, those prices are not coming down. Gasoline prices are not going to come down. Your rent is going to go up. So we got to find some way, somehow, to pinch that almighty dollar that we work so hard for. So meal planning, especially in the beginning, it's important to decide the time to meal for the meal planning. And this will decrease as you get more comfortable with the process. Hey, growing up, you know, um, when we were just kids. I mean, my siblings and myself, we grew up in the '60s. There wasn't pizza ordered every Friday night or Kentucky Fried Chicken ordered every Friday night or Saturday night. My mom and dad made home cooked meals pretty much 7 days a week. Getting a pizza was a real treat. Even when we packed up the car to go to the beach, my dad meal planned for that. It wasn't going out to restaurants. We had 7 kids at home. 7. Not packing up the kids and going to McDonald's or to a family diner. So, like I said earlier, you take a kitchen inventory. Before you start meal planning, take an inventory of what you already have in the refrigerator in your pantry. Plan your meals in advance. This can help you meet your nutritional goals, reduce stress, and save money, and enjoy a variety of recipes. So, whole food, plant based. Include a variety of different foods. Incorporate sources of protein, such as the legumes, tofu, tempeh, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. Especially over the summertime, we can start enjoying the seasonal local produce. And this can help save money, enjoy the freshest ingredients. And if you have a nice backyard, you can start your own garden. Grow your vegetables if you have a decent sized backyard that you can still go out and enjoy it. Conquer batch cooking and meal prep. Preparing some ingredients or full recipes in advance can save you time during the week. Keeping your kitchen stocked, having canned or dried beans, whole grains, and a variety of nuts and nut butters on hand can make meal prep easier. You can cook the grains in advance. Cooking grains like quinoas and oats ahead of time can make it easier to throw together meals throughout the week. And all these planning skills that get easier with practice that can help ensure that you're meeting your nutritional needs, saving money, and enjoying a variety of delicious meals. It just seems that people say, "Oh, life is just so fast. I got so much stuff to do. I got so much on my plate; it's overflowing." You know, got to take little Johnny to hockey. I got to take little Sarah to ballet. Springtime's coming now. We got baseball coming up. We got soccer coming up. Oh, we're just running off our heels. And where do we go on the way home? Drive through or pick up uh, a fast and ready pizza, or order ahead, or call Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats. That's not meal planning. Maybe to some people that is meal planning. I planned to use Uber Eats. you know, and then you're paying more. anyways. Then if you went in to the drive-through and got it, it costs more to have Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats deliver it. It's ridiculous how much that shit costs. I mean, those places are making money hand over fist off of your dime, off of your hard-earned money. And then when you go to the grocery store, you're pinching your nickels and dimes together and grumbling about it because you just spent 60, 70 bucks on junk food. Meal planning, taking stock of what you have. Taking stock of what you have before you go grocery shopping. When you're in the grocery store and you're going to buy all the potato chips and cookies and and all the baking goods, is that a need or is that a want? How much more is that adding to my grocery bill? If I have to go once a week and okay, well, man, we gotta restock on the meat again. And you're trying to plan like that, and your meat is 75% of your grocery bill. That's not good. That's not good at all. And then you buy all the junk food, and then you don't have anything left for fruits and vegetables and anything that what we should be eating. And we're just filling ourselves up with empty carbs. We're constantly filling our face because we're not full. Try for 1 week. When you go grocery shopping tomorrow, because a lot of people go on Saturdays because they're too damn busy during the week to do it, because they have to go to work and they got the kids to deal with and school work and kicking their asses off FaceTime and trying to get them to do stuff. Now you got to go grocery shopping on Saturday. Leave the potato chips, leave the pastries, leave all that junk food behind in the grocery store and buy what you really need to buy and see how much money you just saved. Sorry, kids, because when you bring the groceries home, the kids are going to dive into the grocery bags and say, "Where's the damn chips? Where's the cookies? Where's the desserts?" Well, they're still in the grocery store. Didn't buy them. You know, yeah, it's nice to get out, just to have somebody wait on you for a change, because you work hard. But that's not cheap either. You know, so for instance, tomorrow night, I'll go downtown to our favorite pub where we go to watch a sporting event, and it's going to be the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs for Game 7 in the first round of the playoffs of the National Hockey League. Now I'm going to have my usual, and it's going to come out to $45. That's just my bill. $45. And it's not half price wing night neither. I get a pound of wings, a salad, and I have 2 beers. $40 plus tip. That's ridiculous. But they have to run a restaurant. Prices go up. You have to pay the staff. You have to pay their overhead. Their energy costs. You have to pay for all that food to be delivered to the restaurant. How does that food get to the restaurant? Well, that food gets to the restaurant by truck. How does the beer get to the restaurant? By truck. How does anything get anywhere once it comes off of airplanes and ships, loaded onto a truck so it can be delivered to all the stores, to everything that we buy? And the cost of fuel has gone out the roof, not including the labor costs, all the overhead costs that these businesses have to endure. Yeah, we need to get out, though. We need to do that. We need that break, from, prepping all these meals every day. But it's expensive. So try some of these tips, basically, start in your kitchen. Look to see what you got. Open up your cupboards, open up your refrigerator, open up the bottom, open up the freezer, see what you got. See what you need. Try healthier choices, healthier snacks. Vegetables and stuff like that. You chop up carrots and cucumbers and celery and all these things, and have a hummus dip. You're not going to feel hungry. You're not going to feel hungry because when you eat all that junk food and all that sugar, all these empty carbs, you eat more of it and still not feel full. Then you have to go to the grocery store and buy more of that junk food because you can't get enough of it because it's made that way. These producers make it that way because they want you to eat it. But we can eat a lot healthier and we can feel full and make sure that we're getting all the dietary needs that we need and fiber and everything else. And it'll cost less than all that junk food that we buy. When you go to the grocery store, think of it as, is this a want or is this a need? Do you need to have it? Are you hooked on it so bad that you need to have it? You're hooked on that junk food. You're hooked on that sugar. You're hooked on all that sodium. You got to have it. You can't walk by the chip aisle without putting 4 bags of chips in your grocery cart. Can't walk by that cookie aisle without putting 4 or 5 bags of cookies in your grocery cart. Can't walk by that pastry aisle without grabbing other 10 different pastries and throwing them into the grocery cart. All those foods, all those highly processed snacks that you buy for the kids' lunches got to go in the grocery cart. Cut up some fruits and vegetables as a snack for their lunch and their lunch. And your pocketbook will probably be a lot happier. Kids may not be happy at first. Maybe they'll bring it home and say, "Well, I don't like fruits and vegetables. I want my cookies. I want my pastries. I want my sugar." The next day you send them back to school with the fruit and vegetables. You keep doing that until they get the message. Sooner or later, they're going to eat it. And sooner or later, they're going to thank you for it. So just take some of these things in mind and stride and try them out. And we'll come back. We'll talk about it on another show. Like I said at the beginning of this show, I did a show tonight because I can't do a show tomorrow morning because I had to take my damn car in for some repairs that didn't get fixed the last time I took it in 2 weeks ago. They fixed something else and it cost me $1,000. They didn't fix the original problem that I brought in. Now I got to take the damn car back tomorrow and probably come home and wait for them to call me to go back and get it. So I'll probably even be without a car tomorrow, which I'm not very happy about. See how much more they're going to charge me this time. So that's why I can't do a show tomorrow morning. But I will do a show Sunday morning. And that show will be at 8:30 in the morning. So if you're going grocery shopping tomorrow, you got all that stuff to do, come back on the show and, talk about where you save some money. Even supporting those small grocers out there, and the farmers markets. And don't buy any junk food this time. And then come back on the show and say whether you saved some money or you didn't save some money. Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, till Sunday, because believe me, I would really like to be out here. I want to be out here as much as I possibly can. Because, like a week ago, here I'm talking about, is this a want or is this a need? I updated my system. I updated my microphone. I have a Shure microphone. I think it's the MV7 Shure microphone. It's a great little microphone. And I was using the Focusrite 2i2 third gen with that microphone. And then I saw this microphone that I'm using now is the Shure microphone, and it's the SM7B microphone. And then I thought, well, this Focusrite 2i2 4th gen looks pretty damn good. A lot of hype about it. So I bought that. And then I had this $19 mic boom that I was using. Don't get me wrong, it's sturdy metal. It was great. But for a smaller microphone. So what do? I go back out on Amazon and I buy another mic boom. And it's made by Shure. And sure thing, the damn thing works really well that my microphone doesn't drop like it was doing with the $19 one. So we spent all this money, you know, to upgrade the sound, to deliver the best sound I possibly can. I can't. I can't afford $1,000 microphones. This SM7B microphone is over $600 as it is. The 2i2 4th gen interface that I'm using, that was over $300. The mic boom, the Shure mic boom that I bought, that was $155. So I want to get out here as much as I possibly can and enjoy the stuff that I bought and enjoy having you, the listeners, on my show. So I'm disappointed why, so getting to the point, I'm disappointed that I can't do a show tomorrow morning because I got to take the damn car in to get it fixed. And hopefully they fix it so I don't have to take it back. So I have to do a show Sunday morning now. And I want to try to get out here as much more as I possibly can too. I had one guest speaker on my show, and that is so, I'm just me, Doug, doing this podcast. I had one guest speaker on, and that was on March 31st. That was Easter Sunday, Mr. Ethan Brown, a climate journalist. And, after that show, and I did another show, just me, and I said, and at that time, I think it was, 450 shows possibly or something like that. That was the best show that I ever did. Since 2019. That was the best show that I ever did. I want to get more guest speakers on the show, but it's time consuming. What is it? Podcastguest.com. And they keep sending me, guests to get on my show. I like to have a guest every evening. In order for me to do that, I would have to book them a week out. And then I'd have to be back home on time. See, tonight I didn't walk in the door until 8:30. And I was thinking, 8:30 would be a great start time. But now I'm thinking 9 p.m. And if that's not too late, for a guest to be on the show, depending on their time zone, whether they're 2 hours behind, 3 hours behind, 2 hours ahead, 5 hours ahead. I need somebody to do all that for me. I need some volunteers to book these guests for me because I work all day. I can't be on my phone, sending out all these emails and everything and then replying back to all these emails during the day. I need a planner. That's what I need. So, but anyways, that's enough about that. And thank you so much for coming out here this evening, this Friday evening. It is now the weekend. So get out there and enjoy the weekend because it's always too short. It's only 2 days. I think we all need like a 3-day weekend. We should have a 4-day work week, have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, back to work on Monday. That's what we should be doing. But until then, it's Monday to Friday, the grindstone, the ball and chain. We got to do it. So I will see you Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Truckers Podcast, FYI. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. This is the Truckers Podcast, FYI. I'm your host, Doug from Ontario, Canada. Thank you for listening.